Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today we're going to talk about Dungeons and Dragons. We're going to talk about Stranger Things Season 4. Spoiler alert for all of Stranger Things. And we're going to talk about Dustin and Mike choosing to not attend Lucas's championship tournament championship game, and leaving him with no one attended. No one attended Lucas's championship basketball game. Not his parents, not Erica, not his friends, Dustin and Mike. But we're going to focus on Dustin and Mike because that's who we care about. So Stranger Things is a really powerful show. It's presenting Netflix's, and in my humble opinion, WotC's very distinct vision of Dungeons and Dragons in 1986 and, frankly, today as well. And yeah, I'm not even going to get diverted on that, but of today, and there's an episode like, to be clear, Stranger Things 4. It is built like it is the skeleton of Stranger Things is Dungeons and Dragons. Episode 1 of Stranger Things starts with Dungeons and Dragons. The Hellfire Club, right? It's really important. Like it's a huge part of Stranger Things. It's a really big deal, right? And all of episode 1 of Stranger Things 4 shows very clearly, right, that the party, okay, their lives are going. They have a choice to make. They can remain dedicated to Dungeons and Dragons, or they can forsake Dungeons and Dragons, right? And Lucas chooses to forsake Dungeons and Dragons. He gets to the point where the main session, there you have the pinnacle event in both. Lucas is like pinnacle event for the Hellfire Club, okay? Pinnacle event for the basketball team. And guess what? Y'all's all watched it. High School Musical was right. You can't do both. Choose, right? Like, this ain't a Disneyland. You've got to choose your priorities. And you tell one group, y'all can go kick rocks, and you tell the other group, I'm with you, right? And Lucas, and this is the point of this entire video, right? Was Dustin and Mike wrong to abandon their friend, Lucas, and leave him alone at the championship basketball game? Yes, in my humble opinion, right? And I want your opinion. I would really love to hear what you have to say, okay? So first of all, the thing I love about this Stranger Things 4 show, and if you're a Dungeon Master or Dungeons & Dragons player, you best be paying attention, okay? You don't get to do both. You choose. This world demands choice, right? Now, a whole lot of people in the world are telling you that you could do anything you want right now. That is a load of bunk, right? And frankly, I'll tell you right now, I think woke culture, right, is owning a huge problem right now. For 20 years, they sung, unicorns and sunshine to everybody and said, hey, we can have it all. We can be anything we want to be. We can make we each can craft our own reality, right? And they won, right? They got the presidency. They got the Congress and the Senate. Right? They got everything. They delivered nothing. Right? Like, woke culture has won, and now it's time for all of us to see everyone's individual reality, right? But it's failing left and right. The world demands choice. It demands priority. You don't get to be the basketball star and a good Dungeons and Dragons player. You must choose. That was correct in 1986, and that is correct in 2022. You do not get to be both. You don't, right? People can blow sunshine up your butt all they want, but the reality is you choose, right? And I absolutely love that they were like, hey, pinnacle event is on both. You go tell one group that they suck, and you tell one group they get glory, right? You deny one, and you give to the other. And Lucas chose. He said, I'm going to take this, frankly, what we get to see later, this murdering group of jocks. I'm going to give you my time, my attention, my glory, and I'm going to win. I'm going to make you the winner. And Mike and Dustin, who have stood by me every day of my life since elementary school, they suck and they could go kick rocks. He chose wrong. And Dustin and Mike were 100% correct to leave him empty-handed, right? I'll tell you right now, no varsity jacket is worth a PHB and MMM, a PHB and MM and a DMG. And the world can tell you you can have both. You cannot, right? And the world has changed. The world has changed, right? And still, right? Yes, we have High School Musical tell us that we can have both, but the reality is we can't, right? And I love the courage of Stranger Things to say, no, you choose. And you tell one group, you suck, I leave you behind, bye, right? And you tell one group, I'm with you. And Lucas quite literally goes with them, literally as they go to harm or murder his friends, right? And he learns real quick that he made the wrong choice. And his wrong choice, right, perfectly illustrated in the show, shows us perfectly that Mike and Dustin were right to abandon him. Their Dungeons and Dragons Hellfire Club was not one bit less important than his basketball tournament, right? The Muggle consent of the world, understanding and loving sports in 1986, and frankly in 2022, is a fool's game. It's fool's gold, right? There's millions of parents all over America telling their kids they're going to get scholarships and telling their kids they're going to be the next Shaquille O'Neal, they're going to be the next Bryce Harper, they're going to be the next, wish I knew a single football player, Tom Brady, right? And they're not. It's all lies. It's all fantasy land, right? And believe it or not, we believe less fantasy on the Dungeons and Dragons side than most sports parents do. That's the reality of it, right? And so I absolutely just love this brutal, like vicious depiction of you do not get both in this world. You choose and you become a dedicated Dungeons Master or a dedicated Dungeons and Dragons player, or you go and you get your stupid, useless varsity jacket, and by the time you're 24, you'll probably never pick up a ball again as long as you live, right? But D&D could be with you for decades. It can be a life path, right? Whereas sports really aren't, right? They're empty, they're hollow, and frankly, I think Stranger Things had the right. Generally, the people who are highly dedicated, the people who are dedicated to sports at the same level, like that Eddie Munson is dedicated. Eddie Munson and Mike Wheeler are dedicated to Dungeons and Dragons. They suck. Like that's the reality. It's like you choose your world, right? You choose whether you go with the Dungeon Masters and the Dungeons and Dragons players, or you choose to go with the athletes and the and all of the people that are connected to that sports world, right? And the reality is, ain't not a thing changed. Everybody will tell you things have changed since 1986, but nothing's changed, right? Sports are still the same hollow suck world compared to Dungeons and Dragons. Dungeons and Dragons is real. It is an activity for a knowledge worker world. Sports are a hollow echo of our past. Lucas made the wrong choice. Mike and Dustin made the right choice. That's my humble opinion. What's yours? Please consider subscribing and have a wonderful millennium.